If you had $400 to spend on Lego Castle, would you get 3 of the new Creator 3-in-1 Medieval Horse Knights castles, or would you head over to the Icon section and snag a copy of the Lion Knights Castle, which is still available in stores and on LEGO.com today? Well, a commenter on one of our recent videos asked if we could show you what this all looks like combined together, and so I thought I'd start making that comparison between 3 of these and 1 of the Lion Knights Castle. So let's go ahead and check out how that works. We're going to be building a custom version of a castle with all the pieces from these 3 sets, but I do want to kind of show what it looks like if you just combine the official Creator 3-in-1 main model, the secondary model, and the tertiary model together, just in case you're curious. The 3 models include a jousting scene and market to go along with the main castle. Viewing them together, it's notable just how small the market build really is. Importantly, as I noted in my review of the Horse Knights Castle, one weakness of the main castle is that the front towers are puny, especially compared to the back of the castle, as well as those from the 2021 Creator 3-in-1 Medieval Castle. I wanted to solve this problem, so the first thing I decided to do was to take the jousting scene and turn that into the main gate because of the height of the side towers. Now, this doesn't make a lot of practical sense given the lack of, well, obstructions that prevent an enemy from just walking right in, but roll with me and suspend your disbelief for this combination. The nice thing about this is how similarly sized the front and back towers are between the jousting castle and the main castle. The drawback is that you either have to turn the jousting section around, facing it backwards, or you switch the hinges so that the angle goes toward the back, toward the rest of the castle. If you face it front, the bar for the jousting gate aligns with the bar to the main castle and the clip likewise to the clip. So once I fixed this so that the hinges were turned back and the clips and bars were appropriately aligned, things started coming together. I then started playing around with some different combinations of castle sections from the variety of sets, deciding that I liked the idea of placing the original gate to the castle with the drawbridge and the puny towers to the right of the jousting gate. I added other sections from the joust build to the left, which then left an awkward angular layout that didn't connect very well with the back of the original castle. And I wanted to keep that section where it was because I really like how that fits in with the layout. So to solve this issue, I needed to take some of the hinged sections and place them to the left side of the castle. So I took the small market gate and the windmill section, moved them to the right side of the castle, and then used some of the hinged sections on the left side to give me some flexibility. This allows the guard shack section of the market to be placed on the left side of the castle, and that is really going to be the main hinge connector to lead from the front to the back and make it all connect. Still though, there were 2 problematic parts. The first was that this wall section from the joust build that has the flag protruding from the side, it just doesn't align with the other castle sections because it juts out from the wall section and it's hard to connect them to another section. So I modified that by turning around the 1x1 snot brick that had the flagpole inserted. The second problem is that placing the market gate and the windmill sections together meant that half the gate or so was blocked by one of the windmill section's walls, and the really nice window for the windmill building looked straight into a solid wall, which is far from ideal. So my solution to that problem was to take a corner wall section from another castle and combine it with the windmill. However, the clip and the bar didn't align, so I had to modify that connection point by moving the telescope piece used as the bar to the edge, and once that was done, these sections aligned very well, and the windmill building had room to breathe, or at least have a better view. With that done, I had my castle layout, which has some decent room in the courtyard for the jousting to take place, although the king and queen might need to turn around their chairs. To the right of the main entrance is the drawbridge section of the castle, the armory section from the joust, the corner wall section from the market, and the windmill building. The exterior view of the right-hand side isn't too bad, although I did notice there is a dip in the level of the battlements from one section to the next. Moving on, there is a corner section from the front right of the main castle build, along with the back of the main castle to wrap up that section. So moving to the left side of the castle, I took the corner of the original castle that was on the front left and moved it to the back left. And that gives it a little bit of room to breathe. And then I placed the guard shack from the market, followed by the joust food section, which I think looks pretty good next to one another, and the market gate, which then connects back to the jousting section of the castle. The exterior of these sections is not a pretty sight. The medium nougat arches stand out and look pretty awkward. You also have one of the doors, albeit slightly camouflaged, for the guard shack that opens to the exterior, and if you're worried about security breaches, well, you wouldn't be combining these sections in a meaningful castle anyway. It is an impressive structure overall, although I will say the windmill section still creates an odd looking angle. So how would 3 of these look next to the Lion Knight's castle? Well, the first thing I want to note is that the Lion Knight's castle does have around 4,500 pieces. 3 of these combined would be just around 4,200 pieces, so about a 300 piece differential. However, I will also note that this bag of unused parts right here is what's left over from these secondary and tertiary builds. So there is quite a bit more you could probably do with this to increase the size. As such, I would expect that before looking at these and comparing them directly, the Lion Knight's castle is going to be bigger and it's certainly going to be much more coherent. Let's see if that's the case. And indeed, that generally is the case. I was impressed with the comparable tower sizes between the 2 castles, as the height of the Lion Knight's castle doesn't really dwarf that of the 3 times combination of the Creator Castle. In fact, viewing it from different angles shows you how the Creator Castle holds its own, kind of. You can definitely play some camera tricks to make them appear more equal in size, but the Lion Knight's castle is definitely bigger. Plus, it absolutely is more coherent as a castle than the hodgepodge of sections that are combined from 3 of these creator sets. So there you have our initial comparison between 2 $400 Lego castle items. We've got the 3 times the Medieval Horse Knight's castle here versus the Lion Knight's castle over there. And the next step, of course, is to take this apart, sort out the pieces, and build a proper custom castle that might or might not rival this one right here. We'll either be building our own or finding one on Rebrickable, depending on how quickly we get through the August reviews and what's available on Rebrickable. So that should be a pretty fun family building experience that I look forward to, and I know it's going to be a challenge as well. So if you're interested in seeing that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and always remember to keep building together.